Greetings, everyone. This is me again. I'm back on my ex-Muslim human welfare channel, uh, continuing from my previous live stream. So, as you all know, if you're new here, I'm an ex-Muslim, ex-Shia, truth seeker for human welfare, also wanting to work, but seem failing as we see the world situation very tragically, wars and all happening, and accidents, terrible, tragic. So, okay, so now I've put some, made it in notes a little bit. So continuing from my previous live stream, the contradictions, misrepresentation, representations also in the tafsirs on the Quran ayats, right? So I took one example from the Shia tafsir on Surah 2, ayat 193, right? What do they cease from? So they cease from, if they ceasing from disbelief, being disbelievers, and they become Muslims. So taking the tafsirs also, not seeing the uh, contradictions, misrepresentations, now trying to show you and as I worked it out. So no contradictions, at least in this, that now on Surah 2, Ayat 193, as they cease from becoming disbelievers, not polytheists like the Shias have put here in tafsir of this ayat, Surah 2, Ayat 193. After they desist means when the polytheists renounce false gods and idol worshipping and come into the fold of the true faith, Islam, become meaning polytheists become Muslims, right? And believe in the one and only true God. Well put, and directly, this time by the Shias, on this particular ayats, like, this particular part of the ayat, if they cease. So it's not, see the Shias, it's not cease here, it's not ceasing from fighting. It's ceasing from becoming disbelievers. In this, I was thought it should be that, right? So the Shias have given this properly, right, correctly on this ayat, part of this ayat. So even but what they've made a mistake in is saying polytheists, although, like I showed you from the previous ayats in Surah 2, right, before ayat 193, it's about disbelievers. Right now, again, searching out Baqarah. See, it's not about politics. So I thought about it. Now, oh, they can't write disbelievers because somehow the Ahle Kitab, Jews, Christians, Sabians, even Romans, let's say, come in this ayat, right? Surah 9, ayat 29. So they're paying the jizya, and so leave them alone. Don't fight them until they give the jizya and become dhimmis, right? Okay, you got that. So what doesn't remain a contradiction? I will show you that, right? Step by step. Hopefully, try to show you that. So they ask you about the crescent moon. No. Again, and fight and do not transgress. Here, Surah 2, Ayat 191. But if they fight you, then kill them. Such is the recompense of the disbelievers. So the polytheist Masjid al-Haram, it mentions this was in Makkah, right? And is. So the Shia say these disbelievers were the polytheists, not the Jews, Christians, Sabians, and all. Ahl Kitab, the people of the book, or the people who have been given the scripture by Allah. That's why they put polytheism there in the tafsir on Surah 2, Ayat 193, although it should be the disbelievers. So how do we work this out like I did? And I had to end my live stream in the previous one, right? So let me explain this again if you haven't got it, right? So except against the oppressed, no. But if they cease, we got this right, hopefully, Muslims, if they cease from being disbelievers, not if they cease from being polytheists like the Shias have put, then there is to be no aggression, assault against the oppressor, except against the oppressors. So there should be no aggression against these who cease to be disbelievers, I would say, right? Now, why have the Shia said polytheists? Multilingual Quran, thank you on this ayat, Shia tafsir. Polytheists means when the polytheists renounce, cease to be polytheists, okay? So, fight until the disbelievers become Muslim believers. Surah 2, Ayat 193. If they cease, then there shall be no hostility against them except against the unjust. And the religion is for Allah, meaning they become Muslims. Yet, in case they refrain, um, you know, from what? Fitna only or this? So I've explained this, right? That and the religion is for Allah, right? So this, now we're on this fight until the disbelievers become Muslim believers, not polytheists become Muslim believers. How could that be possible, right? Since even in Shia religion, not only in Sunni religion, Muslims, Islam, we have dhimmis. So I went to Surah 9 at 29. How can there still be Jews, Christians, and Sabians as dhimmis? As per this ayat, there shouldn't be. It shouldn't be fight until the disbelievers become Muslim believers. Because we were told, and still the Muslims believe this, until they pay the jizya, meaning remain dhimmis. I showed you what dhimmis are, right? Wikipedia again, if you weren't here. A little bit on this quickly. So dhimmi, the people of covenant or mu'ahid, is a historical term for non-Muslims, disbelievers, polytheists, Christians, Jews, polytheists, and disbelievers, living in an Islamic state with legal protection. The word literally means protected person, referring to the state's obligation under Sharia to protect the individual's life, property, as well as freedom of religion in exchange for loyalty to the state and payment of the jizya tax, in contrast to the zakat or obligatory alms paid by the Muslim subjects. These are the dhimmis. So, Ayat 29, Surah Toba 9, payment of jizya. Moreover, dhimmis were subject to specific restrictions, and Umar's time also, which after Prophet Muhammad's death, which were codified in agreements like the Pact of Umar. These included prohibitions, and it goes on. So Islamic history has this. Historically, dhimmi status was originally applied to Jews, Christians, and Sabians, who are considered people of the book. So Islam has this history about dhimmis in Islamic theology, right? People of the book. Later, even in the Quran, so Islamic theology explains Who are these people of the book mentioned in the Quran? They're Jews, Christians, and Sabians, historically too. And they are dhimmis now in the Islamic State. So later, this status was also applied to Zoroastrians, Sikhs, Hindus, Jains, and Buddhists. When later, Anne Marie Schimmel, The Empire of the Great Mughals, History, Art, Culture, book or university here, the conqueror Muhammad bin al Qasim gave. Oh, this is the time when Muhammad Qasim, Qasim Muhammad bin Qasim conquered India, gave both Hindus and Buddhists the same status as the Christians. This is much later now, right, in Islamic history. They means protected people, right? Right. So Jews, Christians, and others were required to pay the jizya, and forced conversions were forbidden. When? So I just see one, Michael Bonner, 2008, Jihad in Islamic History. Just one citation, right? Although here I've missed all these. Michael Bonner will be halak. Okay, three citations are given in Wikipedia on this. Later, the status was also applied to Zoroastrians, Sikhs, Hindus, Jains, and Buddhists. Well and good, right? But this is not what I found in the Quran ayats that the Muslims have been practicing and changing history and giving also later on to the Hindus, making them dhimmis after conquering the land, India. Muhammad bin Qasim and then the Mughals also. Muhammad bin Qasim came to Sindh, all this, right? So, although the history, Islamic history is there on this, it didn't make sense to me. So, we're, going through the Quran ayahs and even Shia history, Shia tafsir on, where is it? Says, where does it say? So, according to this, Surah 9, Ayat 29, right? So, until they pay the jizya, fight them, the people who are given the book, also those who do not believe in Allah or in the latter day, or do not prohibit what Allah and His Messenger have prohibited, nor follow the religion of truth. So for them, fight against them. For them, they become dhimmis, they have the protection as long as they pay the jizya. Fight them until they pay the jizya. Now, according to Al-Qamadi Buya, what does he say in the tafsir, the religious, Shia religious scholar? According to this verse, a disbeliever or polytheist or an infidel, all kafirs, meaning, right, is he who does not believe in Allah nor in His oneness. And all this, I read out what Allah and His Prophet have enjoined, does not accept and submit to the true religion. He must pay the jizya. I'm sure Aka Mehdipuya would want to say this. But he also says the Jews and the Christians are the people of the book. According to the jurists of the school of Ahlul Bayt, Zoroastrians, here, Parsis are also included, not only at the time of Muhammad bin Qasim when he came to India or wherever he found Zoroastrians in Iran. Oh, so later, Zoroastrians were found in the Persian Empire, or, Iran, which is now called Iran, before the Persian Empire. Halal Bayt, Zoroast. So, according to the jurists of the school of Halal Bayt, Zoroastrians are also included in the book, people of the book. Surprisingly, I didn't know this as a Shia though. So, because in verse 17 of Al Hajj, they have been grouped with the Jews and the Christians and the Holy Prophet, and and there's a comma here, and the Holy Prophet and Imam Ali also treated them, the Zoroastrians, who are fire worshippers, we say, and infidels and all this, but they were given this protection, and they were included with the Ahle Kitab, the Jews and the Christians, and the Sabians, as I've commented, we have forgotten to mention Sabians. Okay, yeah. And Christians, people of the book. Let me just recheck. Jews and the Christians are people of the book. Okay, and according to the jurists of the year, he's forgotten to mention the Sabians, which are mentioned in Surah 2 at 62. Okay, so the Shia has this source, right? That Imam Ali, the holy prophet, and Imam Ali also treated them in the same manner as the Jews and the Christians were treated. Thus, Allah enjoins upon the believers to fight against the disbelievers and the people of the book. Both this ayat would have, right? Good, very good. At least now I'm reading this. In my previous ayat, I didn't read it like this. Book until they, and this part, and until they are subdued and agree to pay jizya. So they are protected. The Zoroastrians, the Jews, Christians, all are protected. Do you know what has happened? Even the Holy Prophet and Ali doesn't know his Quran. They don't know. Even the Holy Prophet then doesn't know and hasn't followed his Quran ayats properly, the way which were revealed on him or to him on his heart by the trusted spirit, namely Gabriel. Oh my goodness, because as I worked it out with my working this time, I, so I pressed out all this contradictions, mess, because you see, finding and understanding Surah Baqarah at 193 was very important. And I saw the mistake, the blunder that the tafsir, Shia tafsir has done, right? It's the disbelievers. And again, it's been pointed out here, even about the disbelievers, Surah 9929. So there, only polytheists should be finished. Shias and even the Sunnis, for sure. Polytheists, those idol worshipping pagan Arab, should be finished. Like either leave Makkah and all this or become believers. And if they come in the hands of the believers, you have to fight them until they become believers, right? But no, but then the history, Muhammad bin Qasim, again, the Muslim history. So all this a mess. But the polities at that time are finished, right? Surah Tawbah, ayat, leave. Otherwise, be prepared to, we will fight you and kill you wherever we find you, unless you become believers, right? Polytheists. So this is the echoing, the repetition that Shia commentary has done, has echoed in Surah 9 ayat 193. Polytheists renounce. They can't even become dhimmis. Do you see this? Polytheists cannot become dhimmis, paying jizya and being protected. Taking the Shia tafsir directly, I mean, Sunni should be the same on this ayat, taking the Shia tafsir. Now, which is direct, given direct, thanks to Shias here. Buya Ali commentary on Surah 2, ayat 193. I was still in the way I understood the Quran ayahs, and the Shias would come here and say what to me? That I'm lying, I'm misleading? No. See, then what? How I reconcile actually for understanding properly Surah 2 ayat 193 interpretation, understanding to refrain from becoming disbelievers. Now they have been told, even by a holy prophet, maybe, that no, we don't kill the disbelievers. So, how they've tried to reconcile this ayat, the Shias, by putting polytheists only, the idol worshipping polytheists, not the Jewish or Christian polytheists, who say, the Christians saying Jesus is Allah, the Son of Allah, making three gods, even Bibi Maryam, and all this. This goes into polytheism, right? And attributing with Allah and associating with Allah in this way goes in polytheism. But this polytheism is chosen by the Shias, rightfully so, right? Sunnis, as only polytheists, renounce false gods and idol worshipping. But to me, it didn't make sense. because Allah is against Surah. I showed you Surah 2, Ayat 191. So this is the ajr, this is the recompense, reward of the disbelievers, that you fight them. But if they cease, then don't fight them. So 192, right? Allah's meaning, Allah's forgiving, most merciful, meaning if they cease to fight you, then don't fight them. But here in Surah 2, Ayat 193, again, if they cease from what? Yet in case they refrain. Dr. Ghali has put it this way. Let's go to Yusuf Ali on this part. If they cease from what? From becoming disbelievers, then you should take, right? Not only polytheists. Now the Shias have a problem because Prophet Muhammad must have told them too. They have hadiths. And from Imam to Imam to his, from his progeny, Prophet Muhammad's progeny, those Imams chosen by Allah are telling them every era, and that they feel they have the original hadiths of Prophet Muhammad saying, explaining Surah 2, Ayat 29, and about the dhimmis and who are the dhimmis. So until the Jews, Christians, Sabians, Romans, meaning those who are given the scripture, give jizya, answer, they cannot, or maybe for the meanwhile. So they what sorry, I jumped here, sorry. So how can there still be Jews, Christians, Sabians as dhimmis as per Surah 9 I 29? They can, right, until they pay the jizya. So as per, I've asked a question and then I've haven't put it properly in English, you get it? So correction. So Surah 9 I 29 says, yes, as per this Surah 9 I 29, the Jews, Christians, Sabians, and dhimmis can be dhimmis, sorry, the Jews, Christians, and Sabians as dhimmis, paying the jizya. But the polytheists are out, remember this, right? So this is how the Shias must have reconciled against Surah, and we can see that, Surah 2, Ayat 193 in the tafsir. If they refrain from what? Being disbelievers, please. And the religion is for Allah, not for the Christian Allah, not for the Jewish Allah, not for the Sabian Allah, this also. So all the disbelievers come in this ayat, not only the polytheists. Yet the Shias made this mistake. And why have they made this mistake? I'm explaining. Because there are contradictions for them in the Quran ayat. Unless what happens, unless we follow what Allah has said. Wait, so many mistakes I have to correct, right? Sorry, excuse me. The fight against those who do not believe in Allah, so the disbelievers, and now even again the disbelievers are here, like the Shia's tafsir says. Disbelievers and the Ahl Khitab. Now, until they pay the jizya, so some of the disbelievers become dhimmis. No, it can't be like this. This is it's contradicting, it's not flowing, it's not making sense. Until the Jews, Christians, Sabians, Romans, meaning those who are given the scripture, give jizya. Okay, answer, there can not, or maybe for the meanwhile, until Allah. Is it for the meanwhile that these disbelievers, even the Ahl Kitab, since they are the disbelievers now, and polytheists fall in polytheism, so these Jews, Christians, Sabians, Romans pay the jizya for the meanwhile, is it? Or maybe for the meanwhile until Allah abrogated this ayah. And then we come to Surah, ayah 1, 2, 3 of the same surah, Surah 9. Have you forgot that ayat? So bringing that ayat into consideration, before we bring this ayat, Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3 into consideration, let's go to the mannerism, what Allah says in His ayat, right? What He can do, He does. Also considering about the abrogations that Allah makes and substitutes another ayat. Ayah. So Surah 2, ayat 106, we do not abrogate, Allah says, a verse, a ayah, or cause it to be forgotten, except that we bring forth better than it, or similar to it. Do you know that Allah is over all things competent? Do you not know that Allah is over all things competent, right? So now we go to Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. Since we see the style of Allah abrogates, substitutes an ayat, Allah abrogates or makes you forget an ayat, meaning abrogate, cancel. Then the ayat makes you forget, then makes you remember what. But, anyways, just take this, except what we bring forth, better. So, substituting an ayat for what he abrogates, cancels an ayat, or makes you forget the ayat. And then he brings a better ayat or a similar one to it, to his ayats, not his laws. Huh? This is on his ayats. I've checked that also. So, also considering that this is Allah's way of abrogating and substituting another ayah, abrogating an ayah, substituting an ayah. So, could he have, for the meanwhile, allowed them, fight against them until they pay the jizya, and then taking Allah's way of abrogation? Then we go to Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3. O you who have believed, fight against those adjacent to you of the disbelievers, and let them find in you harshness, and know that Allah is with the righteous. What a work I had to do! Oh my God! And you see, if you come here with the making me go to the hadiths, Sunni hadiths, it will, be drastic for my what I'm trying to bring you to and show you, because it's against Islam's history, it's against Shia history, Mubaila, Surah Timis, Jizya for Ahl Kitab, people of those people who have been given the scriptures. Surah 9, Ayat 29. I found contradictions, right, in the Quran ayahs. So I saw how Shias and Sunnis they try to, and I couldn't understand what's this happening. Oh, they are contradicting. Why are they contradicting? Oh, they can't reconcile. Surah 2 ayat 193, Surah 9 ayat 123, and they're telling me that you are the one misrepresenting, misinterpreting. You are the one. I'm the one. Big thing, right? So I come to Surah 9 ayat 123, adjacent, and I have to see what is this Yalunakum. Another Muslim has made up his mind, girdling, or he's got, God knows what the disbelievers have done. And he's even gone against Sahih International's English translation of this part of the ayat of Surah 9, ayat 123, adjacent to you, girdling, or, in a combatant, 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 what is it called? State around you of the disbelievers, right? Now fight against those who are waiting at the border around you or outside the borders, girdled you or girdled around in a combatant condition. Huh? So it wasn't enough for us. Like, no. You see, one Muslim is going against his other Muslim expert Quran translation in English. Oh, where? So what I did was I searched long time ago, right? This I've done. Yalunakum. Now we're back to these ayats like this. If you've been with me, following me, then you would know. Yalunakum. Let me search out. Because I remember reading Allama Tabatabai or the Shia and saying that, they saying that if you'll find that each, the contradictions and, one ayat explaining another ayat. And so I thought, okay, one Quran ayat word explaining another Quran ayat word, search Google. I searched it and guess what I found it? Surah 3, ayat 118, although it's a slight mispronunciation, they put the la, then ya, lunakum. So I found yalunakum in another ayat. Only in this you can find it. 2 ayats, yalunakum, the word. But thank God I found it, fortunately, right? Surah 3, ayat 118. Believers, O you who believe, do not take for intimate friends those who are not of your kind. They spare no effort to injure. They spare is yalunakum. Spare, loon, loon, or what? Loon? Okay, the whole word. It's the same, nothing different. Look at the dots, everything in Arabic. So yalunakum, spare, sparing. I spare you pain. So I spare you pain, right? They spare no effort. No la, and see how they've put it here. But anyways, I got it from Quran.com, and this is the transliteration from Quran.com, although, but word by word, English translation, transliteration in Quran.com also. Yalunakum. So I take the meaning from here, they spare, and see if it fits in this ayat, Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3. I didn't give up. I had to see. So then what happens? Oh, you have believed. Fight against those that you have spared of the disbelievers. Not adjacent to you, not what that article recent Muslim a Muslim gentleman has written on Yalunakum and correcting his own Muslim religious scholars, putting the blame on God knows, maybe, no, or just leaving it being silent. But this is what I found the word to mean. But I had to find it from another Quran ayat, and if this wasn't there in another Quran ayat, the same word, then I would have been in trouble, right? But since I found it, and maybe then I would go with, I would be thinking, not so much in trouble, like thinking, is Sahih international right in English, or is this man, Muslim man, who has explained what Yalunakam is? So thank God I found it, though, wrong meaning of Yalunakum, which all of the Muslims have given in this ayat, Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3, given in English by the Muslim Quran ayat translators, and even those explaining it, and every one of the Muslims giving wrong meanings going out of the Quran. When you can find this meaning of the Quran word in another ayat, why are you giving such a wrong meaning? All of you Muslims, how you understand or whatever, but you have, if there is a meaning in the Quran ayat of that word, take it from there, right? And although we see meanings of the words, same Quran Arabic word meaning changing as we read in English, I saw Saleh means blessings over there, and there it means salat, prayer, all that. Like, for example, right? So now where do we come? We've come here, and the wrong meaning of yalunakum given in English by the Muslim Quran ayat translators, we take the meaning from another ayat since a word is used again and has a different meaning to Surah 9 ayat 1 to 3. In Surah 3 ayat 118. Want to see this? Right? Again, I will show you Surah 3 ayat 118. Yalunakum. Please bear with me, and maybe in the end you'll hopefully understand all this. Yalunakum, if you haven't by now, got it. Yalunakum. Yah, lunakum. Here he gives a yah. Maybe every, let me see. I said every like dot same. Get it? In Surah 2, ayat 1 to 3. Don't give me, don't stun, don't, like I thought, it's the same word. Every dot, wait a minute. Is there a change in something? Yalunakum. Oh, there's no yeah, that strong. Is every dot the same? Every slash? Every symbol that I said? I checked? No. Oh, sorry, I'm making these mistakes. Let me okay, I've said this because I thought I had done my research. Every dot, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry, let me see. Every dot in this Arabic word of Yalunakum, same as in, has it come? Yes, it's on this side, sorry. Okay, you see this? I cannot zoom in my notes. Oh, God. Okay, let's get the other word from Yalunakum from Surah Tawbah 1 to 3. Still, like, I want to make sure that I've said the right thing, right? This Arabic, let me get a space. Space. Yeah. No. Anything missing? Is there a slide? I can't. Okay, I have to get closer. Eyeglasses, sorry. It is stronger, stronger. Reading, I have this. I have to change my glasses, sorry. There is something up here, a dot maybe of a difference. Yeah, I can, sorry, yeah. See, there's up here, yeah, yeah, that's why he pronounces it like that. Sorry, I was wrong. Yeah, Luna, yeah, and this is Ya Luna. A slight difference is there. Yeah, yeah. So would you take it? I couldn't take it, right? I didn't take it, but I apologize. I said not a dot of a difference, but I correct myself. There is a dot. There is something symbol of a difference in these two words. In the ya, ya, in the end of the ya, right on top of the ya, ya, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. I didn't see. Oh, there's a lot of a difference. There's lots of difference. Ya is different. Lu, yeah, lu, yeah, right? Oh, no. Where's the L? Ilunago. Oh, so the okay, okay. There's a lot of a difference. There's a lot of difference. It's the same word, but oh my God, I couldn't see the difference. Sorry, I apologize. Oh my God, even now when there's a lot of a difference here. So there's the ya different ye and Aleph, huh? Ye and Aleph. Okay, here there must be for ya, ain. Ah, so the lam is there, and there's no Aleph in this. Ya lunakum, ya lunakum, ya lunakum. There's no Aleph, so this is the lam. Okay, okay, there is a difference. Sorry, sorry, I apologize greatly. Ya lunakum. There is a difference. Sorry that I said that, that I didn't find any different in the dot, but I think I was, what has happened to me? I apologize. It's not dishonesty, it's just that the way I must have checked at that time in the old time, and I even said it in the old video live streams. I apologize for that. I correct myself. Greatly apologize for this. Yeah. Lunacum. Yeah, Lunacum. Okay, the reason why Aleph, I couldn't see, oh my God, I couldn't see the difference. I apologize really. My fault, my mistake, and right, my lack of seeing this. Oh my God, I'm shocked. Okay, now, you know, uh, okay, but the word in English, oh, wait a minute. The mean, yeah, that's why they have this slash. Yalunagum. And there they have no slash. Where's that? Ah, here the Quran.com doesn't have a slash, right? So now, okay, so my fault, but we can, let's say I can still, my fault, but could it be the same word, like meaning? And it doesn't mean adjacent to you, it doesn't mean Gurd, Surah 9 at 1, 2, 3. So, no, the difference is there in written form, Arabic written form, difference is there. Yalunakum, yeah. Yeah, I can, here I can, see, zoom it in. Yalunakum. Sorry, maybe I was a little bit careless the last time in the olden, and even now. Okay, now I get it. But okay, that. But I saw. But now, seeing like the meanings change of a word. I showed you so many examples of that, right? How many examples have we seen? Sufficient examples, right? Sufficient examples of the word, the Arabic words meaning changing in the Quran, Saleh, like in Surah Hazab and all this. And why would someone want to change the meaning for, Yalunakum? Ah. So you see, I couldn't trust the religious scholars, nor the Quran experts, nor even my Shia religious scholars in tafsirs. I've shown you what mistakes they've made. So let's go to Yaluna. Old, is it in this device? Notes. When did I do this? Yaluna. Here. 10 July 2023. See this? Hmm. Who have been spared by you should be. Okay, in Arabic written form, they're not similar to the dot, to the letter, but you know, I sense some foul play here by the Muslims. So because okay, so words meaning where's that when I did words meaning changing in the Quran ayat and okay, but this I did June 2023. June 2020. Okay. Even if the word now, I should say the word differently written, but it's the same word, although the written mistake must. Why did they did this mistake? Now I understand even more today. They wanted they have to say that the needs remain. They were not fought because see then at least what should not be contradictory? Because this Quran ayat is getting in the way. Surah 2 ayat Surah 9 ayat 29 to Surah 10 Surah this one no contradiction. To Surah 9 ayat 193. You see? The religion is for Allah also. Fight them until there is no temptation, and religion is for Allah. So thank God I found an extra ayat and I understood this ayat that it should be that they become disbelievers, become believers. Now, who are the disbelievers who should become disbelievers? Not only the polytheists, all the disbelievers. Now the Christians are the disbelievers, Jews are the disbelievers, Sabians are the disbelievers. Yet, if they cease from, so we saw both in the Sunni and the Shia. Shia say this is polytheists if they don't cease from being polytheists. But I say disbelievers because the previous ayat is on disbelievers, right? Not fighting if they cease from not fighting, but this from becoming disbelievers. Please see this. Let there be no hostility against them. Not only polytheist disbelievers. So again, this ayat is coming in the middle, in between, like it's there. It's a contradiction to this ayat, right? Surah 2, ayat 193. Now correcting Sunni, Shia, Shia tafsir on this part. And also a little bit of Sunni tafsir, like these disbelievers who are fighting with breaking treaties. No, no, no. It's not like that. They were extremely cruel and trying to stop Prophet Muhammad at the beginning of his mission to spread Islam, the command of Allah, and this and that. And that's why God said, yet in, temptation and religion is for us. Yet, if they cease from, like stopping you and all this, but religion is for Allah, does that mean Shias that you can practice your principles? No, no, this means becoming Muslims. The disbelievers should become Muslims. So everything corrected now, right? Thank God. Okay, now we got it right. Against this ayat, then this is Surah 9, ayat 29 is a contradiction. And we correcting Shia tafsir, Sunni tafsir to to some extent, Sunni tafsir on Surah 2, ayat 193. And now, not looking at the history, Muslim history. See, just looking at this now. Look at the Quran as well. So, how would this be, right? That the dhimmis remain. So unless Allah abrogates this ayah, and then when we go to Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. Oh, you have believed, fight against those who you have spared now. So temporarily, like the Sunnis say that Umar said that Mutta was cancelled, abrogated by Prophet Muhammad, right? Should be by Allah. But the Shias don't agree to him, saying that in his lifetime he didn't say this, Prophet Muhammad didn't say this, and then Umar said it after Prophet Muhammad's death. But so we have to take Surah 4 ayat on Mutta, which is Surah 4 ayat 24, right? And carries on like that. So you see, that is the problem. So the Shias don't know that this ayat was there, but then it got abrogated. So temporarily, the Jews, Christians, Sabians, Romans, whoever the disbelievers are, and the ones who are given the scripture also, were asked to pay the jizya forcefully, right? I fight them under duress, paying the jizya, and they remain dhimmis for a little while until Allah abrogates this ayat. And then in the same surah, Allah comes 1, 2, 3, it makes sense, right? To put Yaluna as it's put in Surah 3 at 118. The ones you have spared now of the disbelievers. Fight them, let them find in you harshness, and know that Allah is with the righteous. Not fight them because they are fighting you. Maybe if you. So now the ones you have spared, can it be like this? Let me see. But what would if you take Surah 2 ayat, let's say maybe fight them. Okay, I'm just looking at this, sorry, Muslim side, adjacent to you. They are a threat, right? They would fight you back, or, when they get the power, like Allah said, these disbelievers will fight you. But here it's, please correct yourself, those Muslims who think that until they don't fight you, don't fight them. Keep fighting them, it means. Surah 2, Ayat 193. Until the fitna ends, their fitna ends, and the religion is for Allah. What does this mean? Yet in case they refrain from being disbelievers here, I worked it out. The Shias have given me direct, that's what, but polytheists. So how do I put it to you? But polytheists are the disbelievers altogether. So fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. And maybe this is temporarily. Should I say maybe? Because you see, at the end of the day, eliminate the disbelievers. Also taking Surah 8 at 7. Why was Prophet Muhammad brought out of the home, his house? And then why did God say that it would be yours and you wish that the unarmed would be yours? But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words and to eliminate the disbelievers. Allah doesn't say eliminate disbelief, eliminate fitna from the disbelievers. But Allah doesn't make that distinction. Allah says eliminate the disbelievers. Also Surah 8 at 7. So, no contradictions in these Quran ayahs after working out this way, but what still remains in contradictory to what? To the history, Islamic history and tafsirs and all this, dhimmis remaining is fight. Wait, I haven't put it properly, man. So, is fight the disbelievers until they become Muslim believers, right? What still remains in contradictory to. Okay, let's put it this way. So, no contradictions in these Quran ayahs, right? But what still remains contradictory is dhimmis. To the Islamic history and the way Shias and both Sunnis, they don't say that this Quran ayat was abrogated. Surah 9, ayat 29. And so they have a different meaning for Yalunakum, and they even write it differently. For, it's not spare them, but adjacent to you, Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3. In Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3, they write it differently than Surah 3, ayat 118. Also spare. So you have belief, fight against those adjacent, although it doesn't say kill them until they believe. Yeah. So it doesn't say kill them until they. So what does Allah mean by fight against those adjacent to you of the disbelievers, huh? That they are girdling, they're in combatant state or what around you? Let them find in you harshness. Also, this, not to forget now. Now, let them find in where are the dhimmis protected? Who are these you're fighting of the disbelievers? Adjacent. Until they pay the jizya? Huh? So I looked at the previous, let me again look at the previous ayats, Surah Tawbah ayat 1 to 3. Nor should the believers, not necessarily believer, go forth altogether. Nor could they spend anything small or great, nor cut across a valley, but the deed is inscribed to their credit. And Allah best knows what they are doing. It is not fitting for the people of Medina and the Bedouin Arabs. See, raise the ire of the unbelievers. So these Bedouin people don't even arouse anything against anger against the disbelievers. But you have to, oh, you believe, fear Allah and be with those who are true. Yes, fear Allah and be with those who are true. He turned in mercy also, and since I don't know how is this brainwashing to such a degree, the earth seemed constrained to them spaciousness. Allah turned with favor to the Prophet and the Muhajirs and the Ansar who followed him in a time of distress after that the hearts of a part of them had nearly swerved. Oh, this another one. This the expedition of the book going to fight the Romans. They didn't find the Roman army there. You see, that's why those who Badouans said we remained behind because they knew there would not be any. Let's see. This prophet claims to know everything from Allah. Let's see if Allah tells him. So they must have spread the rumor. They must have done with the Romans, some secretly. Let's see if this prophet knows. Romans were not supposed to fight the prophet. So now why am I thinking like this? Because I can see a lot of deception, dishonesty, and all this here, contradictions, diabolical things changing when it's in the favor, abrogating when like Dr. David Wood also said, and I did my research on that. Like first, when the Muslims were less, they don't fight, peace, peace. Later on, changing and the other Quran ayats like Surah Tawbah ayats also. Now, when the Surah Anfal ayats, when the polities are saying, "Oh Allah, if this is true, then rain on us stones or whatever punishment from the sky." Bring on us a punishment from the sky, right? So I saw a lot of deception. Just seeing that when I came to this ayat, then I could make out on my own inference. That's why some Muslims also didn't accompany him. Allah turned, and even here, Allah turns in favor to, and what the Shia say is just turning, like having mercy on the Prophet, as if he himself is not the mercy sent down to others. To the Anbiya ayat. We have not sent you but as a mercy to all the worlds, to the Alameen, right? So all this seeing and then coming from my own deducing, sorry, to my own inference about this. So here also I feel he's, like, another thing that the who was explaining properly, Adam, not sorry, Adam Misri, Al Misri, about the Jews asking Prophet Muhammad about the soul, about the people in the cave, sleepers, and all that, and he wasn't able to really give them a exact, accurate answer, right? So that's why I also had to do my own research and think and come to a conclusion on my own on this also. So turning Tauba, doing Tauba, then I'm searching Tauba, and like God turning in mercy, or is God? Uh, so once I came here, right, in a hurry, what is this? God is saying Tauba to the Prophet. Like, you've made, the Muslims have made a mistake in Surah. Like, what is this? Do you get the Surah Ahzab? So here I'm like, God is turning, it doesn't say mercy, God is Taba. But then God has also turned Taba, I should have seen here, Taba. He turned Taba to these ones also, right? It's God is forgiving the Prophet. No, God is asking for forgiveness from the Prophet, right? So this I made a mistake, and Like, like Dr. David Wood also with a debate in the debate saying, no, no, with Muhammad Tejab saying about Surah, I keep forgetting this. I know the surah, but the ayat is where thoroughly purify you. No, no, sorry, no, no, not that one. Salli, Allah and angels pray. So, okay, if you say angels pray, who is Allah praying to? We can understand who the angels are praying to. If you say, and it's not even a blessing, so many things. Okay, let me calmly put this forth. Oh, indeed, Allah and His angels send blessings upon. So there's this debate also on the word sending, or so Dr. David Wood was saying, okay, so I can't remember, but anyway, sending blessing, praying to. Dr. David Wood was saying he's praying to the Prophet, and there's all. So Muhammad hijab could say, oh, but what about the word upon, right? But then Dr. David Wood has come up with that. But this word is definitely not blessings. It's prayer, praying. Who is Allah praying upon to? Like to pray upon the Prophet? Pray. Allah should not be praying. Who is Allah praying to then? Right? Even, but it's not blessing for sure. So this way, just to cut myself short, it's not blessing. Blessing is tabarak, blessing. So I had to, when I came to this ayat also, sorry, where was it? Where were we? Oh, this is just, no, I forgot. Where was it? Surah Al Imran. Yeah, here. Where was it? So, which ayat? 117. Allah turning, doesn't say mercy, but what they take as taba is that turning in mercy, like it's in brackets. So why is Allah turning to the Prophet? Yani Allah is doing tawbah to the Prophet. So this also I found quite, like not clear, ambiguous, and thinking Allah's turning in forgiveness to the Prophet, wanting forgiveness from the Prophet, and moreover from the believers. Then also in this ayat, right? So this also, and where the Sunnis, Shias, tafsir, meanings of the word, they've made a mistake taking sallu as blessing and not as prayer. And many other, tab also could be a mistake. This, and I'm not. You can see I'm. So why would the Muslims, just on my mistake, like I've seen so many errors in the Quran that now coming to this ayat, I have to make my own uh, conclusion, drawing a logical deduction, or bringing my own interpretation also now, meaning, right? Looking at the Arabic words, thanks to Quran.com, we can learn about each and every word here. Hatta, until, yeah, like that. Quran.com has made it very easy. And for you also. And he also gave the three left alone, boycotted, regretted. Yeah, so after that, the three, oh, you have believed, fear Allah, and be with those who are true. So, where were we? There is no fighting here. Do you see this? No battle. But then Allah, after all these ayahs, nor should the believers all go together. If a contingent from every expedition remain behind, and then it comes to Surah 9 at 1, 2, 3. Oh, you have believed, fight. against those now adjacent to you. Yalunakum, Maududi says, fight against the unbelievers who live around you. Same thing as living adjacent to you, around you, okay? And what does Yusuf Ali say about this? Gird you. Now, someone is trying to make which one? Gird is what? Girdle or, girdling, gird you, meaning, okay, encircle you with a belt or a band. Prepare oneself for something difficult or challenging. Girding themselves. Oh, like, is it like oh, it's not girdle, it's girding. And what would girdle be? Why am I saying girdle? So is it in a combatant state? That's why Allah is saying, because some Muslims might take it like that. A belt, yeah, girdle. With the girdle, cut through the bark all the way around. Typically, in order to kill it or to kill a branch to make the tree more fruitful. Cut through the bark all the way around, yeah. You see, so this dangerous meaning. What does Yaluna come? Or if I put Surah, um, let's go to Quran Talk blog and find out what they say about this. What is the meaning of Arabic word Yalunacum? Used in Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3. O you who believe, you shall fight the disbelievers who Yalunakum. Let them find you stern and know that God is with the righteous. So it's, I'd come here. Ya ayyuhan alladhina amanu. Okay, Yalunakum, number 6, right? What does it mean? In order to understand, this is not one Muslim, this is a whole organization, I think. QuranTalkBlog.com, whoever has made this. Or is it one Muslim who has made this website? Without knowing the root, I haven't checked the website. Without knowing the root, we can break down Yalunakum. Huh? Without knowing the root, we can break down Yalunakum as the following. They root you all. So what is the appropriate triliteral root to apply to this word? From what we can tell, since the lam, L, is the only identifiable root letter. This indicates that the other two letters must both be vowels, which would limit it to wow, ain, wow. Am I right? Or alif, is that alif? As there is a dhamma above the lam, this is indicative that the root letter would be wow, would be a, wow. But if we look at Quran Corpus website, it shows they have identified the root word, this word, as Waw, Lam, Ye. Right? This root is used throughout the Quran typically to mean someone who is an ally, protector, close, Lord, and master. Or in the context, to turn away. In the Sahaba would be to turn away. In this particular instance, Quran corpus shows the meaning of the word as are close to you. Oh, okay. Maybe there's another Arabic way of saying turn away rather than tahaba. Or turn towards you. Sorry, not turn. Taba would be turn towards you, not turn away from you. Sorry, that's my mistake again. So now we have third person masculine plural. Now there's some studying here happening by me. So thank you for being with me here in this trial and error online also. It's not boring for you. I hope it's interesting as much as it is for me to find out online also. Sometimes we stumble on things and find out very important matters. So, Surah 9 at 1 to 3. Let me close to you. It's a third person masculine plural, second person masculine plural, six word of verse, all this, right? So there's more morphological segments. Look at how much they understand. The sixth word of verse, right? So how they've put this, wow, lam, ya. Oh, it's ya, not ye. Um, Indicative mood, also they know. So much grammar, right? Imperfect verb, right? And I'm getting scared here when I came here that a long time ago, just like, you know, 2023, June, or before even that, June. So now I'm getting like, how will I? This is terrible. So, third person masculine, plural, imperfect verb, yeah, pro and subject pronoun. Pronoun second person masculine, plural object pronoun. Verse, okay, Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3. The analysis above refers to the 123rd verse of chapter Surah Tawbah. Pictil says, who are near to you. Shakir also says, who are near to you, about Yalunakum. Sher Ali also says, are near to you. Sayyid Abul Ala Maududi, who live around you. Sahih International, those adjacent to you, near to you. But wow lam ya, even the correct root for this word, let alone the correct meaning. Know that Allah is with the righteous. Right? What is he saying? But is wow lam ya even the correct root for this word, let alone the correct meaning? Like is he going against his translators in English? Quran translators. The only occurrence of the word yalunakum in the entire Quran is in this single verse, right? Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3. But there's a yalunakum and it's yalunakum. It's different. Yeah, so I found that in Surah Al Imran. So if we look at all the words in the Quran that contain the root waw, lam, ya, we will not find any instances where it is written with just a lam, without being accompanied with an wow or alif prior to the lam, or ya after the lam, ye. Ye, isn't that choti ye like in Urdu? I don't know, bari ye choti. Okay, yeah. So this would be the only time this pattern is broken. In all the other 233 occurrences of this root used through the Quran, we do not have a single other instance where this root is used in a word that does not contain this format. In addition, we go with this translation. It would imply that the believers were allowed to fight the disbelievers who were near or close to the believers, but gives no justification, right, for such actions except for proximity, right? This is what I said also. No justification. So this goes against, this goes against the Quran's non-aggression principle, where fighting is only allowed against aggressors. Now here he gives Surah 2, ayat 190. Now I explain to you Surah 2, ayat 193. No aggression. So what does he say about Surah 2, ayat 193? Fitna. Oh, in the sense of fitna, and also that religion should be for Allah. Huh? What does he say? So he's doing wrong. I checked Surah 2, at that time also, when I came to Surah 2 at 193. Does the Quran go against does this go against the Quran ayat for there being no aggression against the disbelievers? No. End your hostilities, your transgression or your aggression, what? Uh, when they become believers, when the disbelievers become believers, are you? So I'm not going with the Sunni tafsir, also correcting the Sunni tafsir on Surah 2 ayat 193. So what he believes that even you people, your Muslim translators are wrong in this, saying those adjacent to you. Now, even in this would be against Surah 2 ayat 190, when he believes that Islam, the Quran has taken a non-aggressive principle where fighting is only allowed against the aggressors. Only the aggressors, not the disbelievers who are not aggressive, who are not aggressors. And he's wrong in this. Do you see this? You know, at that time, I couldn't read this out. It was like very difficult for me. But I don't know whether I did or not, a little bit. Or leave this. Now, with confidence, I can say that the Quran ayats use aggression against disbelievers. You may fight in the cause of God. Although Allah tries to, but Surah 2, ayat, Surah 9, ayat, fight those who do not believe in Allah. Are they using aggression? Are you going to use Surah 2, ayat 190 for this? So you see, he's even made his translators also wrong. So now I'm looking at this. Oh, wow, amazing. What shall I do? I'm sinking and I can't take it. I believe the correct, because he's given grammar and this in Arabic. I believe the correct triliteral root. Like what would I know about triliteral root for, like, for an Arabic word? What would it actually be? Lam wow, right? For Yelunakum, it's actually Lam wow ye. Yeah. Not only does this root make sense in the context of the verse, it actually corresponds with the pattern that is used in the other derivative forms used in the Quran. This root occurs 5 other times in the Quran. Surah 3 at 78. I had to reject all this. Yalwuna, they twist. You all turn back. Talwuna, or turn back. Yeah? Or to distort or turn away. Twist. So he's given all these ayahs. And who knows better Arabic than this grammar expert who knows the root? Al, what not literal Arabic words, right? Yalwuna, talwuna, layan, layan, twisting, talwu. And I can't even pronounce the Arabic words properly. You all distort, turn back. Lawaw, they turn back. Sorry for my lawaw. Additionally, if we look at Lane's lexicon, we see that this root, in addition to having the derivative meanings as listed above, it also is used in the context of a body being writhed, or even his English is better than mine, or recoiling from taking a beating. So he said for him all this in detail, yeah? What a great work, right? Great effort put, all this writes by reason of the pain of beating. Twisting, ride. So we go to ride, Zara. So he's good in English also. Better than me, for sure. Make continual twisting, squirming movements or contortions of the body. Recoil. suddenly spring or flinch back in fear, horror, or disgust. So, in addition to twisting, distorting, or turning back, the word is also used in the context of a body that recoils, flinches, or writhes due to an attack, sudden, sudden attack, right? What about Surah 33 at 60, 61? Wherever you find them, oh, because they're hypocrites. Are they fighting you? He's even forgotten that, Surah 33. So he's blaming the disbelievers. Maybe now movement from an aggressor. Paint. Look at the words he rides. He brings rides in. So thrust or other movement from an aggressor. This is the physical reaction person's body has when they are being attacked, right? Ah, yes, yes. Sudden shock, the body trauma from assault, being attacked all of a sudden, coming in front of the person. So the derivative. So wait a minute. Have you forgotten this aggression? Have you forgotten this? Huh? How much of fitna? Like, have they attacked you? The hypocrites here, have they attacked? Your Allah allows at least sudden attacks, right? Against hypocrites, those in whose hearts is a disease, who are not battling with you. They may attack you suddenly, but right now Allah is saying, accursed wherever they are found, seized and massacred completely. Wherever they are found. So don't you think you're going to attack them all of a sudden wherever they are found? Even without unarmed people, the hypocrites in Medina, this seems to be implies a sudden attack. At least Allah has given permission to the believing Muslims to attack them suddenly, wherever they are found, meaning. And massacred with a complete massacring. Yeah? Have you forgotten this that Islam allows against hypocrites and those diseased hearts and those rumor mongers? Yes. Also, rumor mongers like go and suddenly attack them wherever, meaning implied, right here, seized. They are found wherever they are found. Why do I miss this? Wherever they are found, seized, captured. They shall be cursed from all around, and they shall be ruthlessly killed wherever they are seized. So it seems he's forgotten this, but here he's giving the unicum meaning, luna. So the derivative meanings from this root is shown above, and from other verses of the Quran are following. Lam, wow, ye. Yeah, sorry. To twist, pervert, turn back, bend, avert the face from. Oh, as if your Allah hasn't given such warnings to the Ahli Kitab also to obliterate faces. Feel an inclination distorting, giving a twist, a body that rides or recoils. Come on, are you saying to us through this that what it actually means now? He's explained it so well that I can't even, like, I'm not a grammarian in Arabic, right? I don't even know how to pronounce an Arabic word properly. So, Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3. O you who believe, you shall fight the disbelievers who attack. Who attack. Let them find you stern and know that God is. He's worked it out somehow so well, right? This Arab expert Muslim, Quran and Quran talkblog.com. So How many years back? 2 years back? June. Ah, it's June now. No, this I did it again. But in year 2023, can you believe that? I'm like twisting myself inside and like, right? At that time, reading this article, it was very difficult. I was twisting and turning. Like, oh God, I will. The truth. How will I explain to you? How many hours now here? Was it June? Where's the Alona come? So see, so he's going against his Arab translators of the Quran, like the previous ones. What do you call them? Classical or whoever in English when they started, right? So the first ones who started, Arabs who started, Muslim Arabs who started, let's how shall I put it, the Quran in English translation, classic ones. He's going against them about Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3, the meaning of Yalunakum, who live around you. Because you see, yeah, God doesn't give the reason why. And so and so this and that, and but what it actually could mean is whom you have spared. Here, if you see, if Allah, Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3, okay? Surah 3, Ayat 118, where should it have been put? Before Surah 9, Ayat 1 to 3, then. Surah 3, Ayat 118. Believers, do not take for intimate friends those who are not of your kind. They spare, yeah, yeah, lunakum. They spare no effort to injure you, right? They spare no effort to injure you. So now, don't spare an effort to fight them. Surah 9 at 1, 2, 3. Yaluna kum. But why has Allah put it in Surah 3 at 118? And how true is this that they spare no effort? But those who spare no efforts to injure you should be right. Believers, do not take for intimate friends those who are not of your kind, right? They spare no effort to injure you. This is a very this is generally put by Allah. Those who are not of your kind spare no efforts to injure you, or of that time, of this particular place, of this time, or these Arab disbelievers. Come on, now Allah is being very general here, and I couldn't accept that. If I go to a Hindu, want healing, and I say I'm a Shia Muslim, do you think a healer, Indian Hindu healer, will spare no effort because he's not my kind to injure me or heal me? Just to injure me because he's not my kind. In religion, creed, this, Allah has been quite general and out of line with this, saying this to the believers. No effort to injure you. Indeed, they love all that distresses you. Now, if you read this ayat in the tafsir, what will it be? It will not be generally all disbelievers, right? What will the tafsir now? See, now I have to go to tafsir also decide. So considering every point like this, Surah 3. Also, I had to look within And I couldn't remember like that. What's the ayat again? And tafsir, put tafsir like this. And a long time ago, I was having problems in everything. Like right now, I feel my side is hurting and it wet, bleeding inside. These verses were revealed in a particular background. See? In a particular background. See, I told you. But Allah doesn't put it that this way. Allah puts those who are not of your kind will not spare you. They will seize every opportunity to harm you, in every way harm you. And these were the Jewish settlements around Medina. How could I take this? Commentary, sorry. See, I told you. Now they come to a specific area, specific place, Jews also, specific religion, people outside Medina. No, no. But Allah hasn't put it this way. In this ayat, Surah 3 ayat 118, right? Believers, do not take for intimate friends those who are not of your kind. Also now not those who are not of your kind. They spare no effort to injure you. Now Allah says they spare no effort. Now it's like a particular, okay, it seems like it's put in a way, they spare no effort to injure you. It's not that they will spare no effort to injure you, this also. So I'm making some mistakes and I will be rectifying myself, trial and error as we go on. Surah 3. So it seems like now it's a particular people who will not spare any effort to injure you. Particular people, right? Yes. Okay. And I apologize for omissions, making mistakes. O you who believed, do not take as intimates from other than yourselves, not they will spare you. Not they will spare you. Ruin, any ruin. Wait a minute. Not they will spare you any ruin. They spare no effort to injure you? No. Not meaning, so, O you who believe, do not take intimates those other than yourselves, for they will not spare you ruin. They will not. It's like for all times, generally, Allah puts it generally here, so it would be for all times generally. For they will not spare you. Sahih International, let's put it properly in English translation. Goodness, which I took Maududi. They spare no effort to injure you, meaning at that present moment. But no, it's put, see, taking this, thanks to Quran.com, and then taking Say International, taking this way, and then this is how it should be. For they will not spare you ruin. Any time in life, not only just for that moment, that particular place, now becoming specific, from general to moving specific. Can't be. Allah can't be doing this. Because He says, generally, do not take other than yourselves as intimates also now, right? So but okay, do not, or believers, do not take as intimates from yourselves, this general, other than yourselves. other than, not from yourselves. Other than yourselves, do not take intimates. This is general for all times. Even now, you cannot take as intimates from other than yourselves, right? General for all times. Not will they spare you ruin, right? Now, this is also general for all times. But as Maududi has put it, for a specific time, for seems, isn't it? English grammar teachers, they spare no effort. They spare no effort to injure you. Meaning at this time, at that time, it's happening that they are not sparing any effort to injure you. And you've learned from that time. Or, but it's specific. It's a little specific. So here, although Allah makes errors and all this in Quran ayats, you get it? Let's go back. My God, this the difficulty. So, Maududi's, no, translation, Sahih International's translation I should have taken, and the tafsir. So, seeing all this, I had to see that the uh, Muslim translators, Quran experts from all sides, commentators from Shia side too have made mistakes. And yalunakum would be now don't spare them. Because they will not spare you. They will not at any time, any given time, spare you when they have the upper hand on you also. But here it says, they will spare no effort to injure you, to harm you, injure you. So get those disbelievers too, ones you have spared. Right? Right? And there's another ayat. If they had the upper hand, they will, where is it? Surah Nisa ayat. See? Although if they have the upper hand, they will 89, 90. Not 100. They wish that you would disbelieve as they have disbelieved. So take not them as allies until they emigrate in the way of Allah, but if they turn back, seize them and kill them. Right? And then, except for those who take refuge with the people between yourselves and whom is a treaty. Now I have to look at this and maybe in the favor of Prophet Muhammad. But before that, why is Allah saying kill these who do not emigrate? Come on, fight them or kill them. Huh? Like, so take not from them allies until they emigrate in the way of Allah, but if they turn back, seize them and kill them. Not even fight them. Seize them and kill them. What is this sudden attack? Oh my goodness, Muslims. How could I accept such a Allah now? I left Shia Islam, dropped it altogether Islam now. You're giving me from here and there and concentrating on what about the other ayats? You're disregarding, completely inconsiderate, neglecting these things that I have seen in the Quran. Not even fight them. Wherever you seize them, kill them. But what this exception now? This exception, as it came and as I read it, is what? Please see this. Where you haven't given them a fight. Wherever it sees them, now kill them. Not fight them here. You're saying here, and the exception, please. And moreover, what point did I come here for? So if they remove, he could have given them power over you. Allah could have given them power over you, and they would have fought you. They would have fought you if Allah had given them power over you. This is repeated in another verse also. When they have power over you, they, and here also in this ayat, for they will not spare you ruin. Surah 3 ayat 118. So let's go back to this now. How my inside was twisting and turning. Meaning of the alunakum. Islam, what? You have how many ayats has he disregarded? Non-aggression principle. This goes against the Quran's non-aggression principle. For God's sakes. How dishonest. You're not being honest to yourselves. Where fighting is only allowed against the aggressors, against the hypocrites. Oh, what is the fitna? That they wish you disbelieve like they disbelieve. These hypocrites. This is aggression against the Muslims by these hypocrites. So wherever you find them, kill them. Not even fight them. Exception comes, and I'm going to take that exception in accepting ways. In ways that, which English word shall I use? The next ayat. You see? Oh, excuse me, for this fitna, they wish that you should reject faith as this you also put in aggression again by them, by the hypocrites, this aggression. No, let me take a break. I'm getting too hot tempered here. Okay, thank you very much for your time and attention. Let me now leave you with something new, my ending.